Breaking news coming in. The South African Reserve Bank has denied reports that it has recommended rejecting a bid to buy Habib Overseas Bank's local unit by two black businessmen. SARB, in a written response to ANN7's questions, has denied derailing the merger to create a 100% black-owned bank. It says the move to merge Habib Overseas Bank is still under consideration. A Bloomberg reporter's piece earlier quoted unnamed sources to claim that the merger bid was rejected. The false information was reproduced by several newspapers and websites and created quite a stir and unrest. SARB, however, has now denied any such claims and said that the application of the two businessmen, that's Salim Issa and Hamza Faroukhi, is still under consideration. Salim Issa, a director of VR Laser Services, and Hamza Faroukhi had bid to buy all of Habib Overseas Bank's South African assets. Habib Overseas, which is owned by Luxembourg-based Pitcairn's Finance, reportedly has about 1.1 billion rand in South African assets. The deal will create a 100% black-owned bank. It plans to merge Habib's South African arm and Vadospan, a joint venture between Kink Holdings and Pole Capital, owned respectively by Issa and Faroukhi. Joining us on the phone line for further details on this and a confirmation is Mr. Hamza himself, as director of Vadospan. Very good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Your response to SARB saying that it is still considering the merger?
We're obviously very pleased. In fact, our understanding as at Friday afternoon was just that the application is still under consideration. Unfortunately, this news of the leaks caused much concern and equally concerned us. We're now looking forward to SARB continuing doing the work that they need to, and we are hoping that there will be focus on the merits of this application instead of less focus on the political noise, which is unwarranted and unnecessary, especially on how important this particular application is and the creation of a 100% owned black challenger bank.
Do you believe that the time being taken by SARB to process your proposal is legitimate?
Well, it's difficult for me to comment on that because SARB is entitled to the time and the discretion that they need in terms of the Banks Act. It is, however, noteworthy that the transaction is for a very small bank. Habib Overseas Bank is probably one of the smallest bank, in the banking system in the country. So this is not a large transaction. Notwithstanding that, we hope that SARB is continuing to do the work that they need to do and is doing so in a proper manner. And we await any response from SARB and are at their disposal should they need any further clarity on any issues.
Concerned about the leak that SARB is rejecting the merger proposal and how it may affect the decision?
I think there is some concern around bias that that could create. I think the whole story of the leak is very unfortunate, especially considering the fact that we're now at a very important time in our history in this country, and the creation of a black bank is one which is an economic imperative of where we stand. And both Salim and I remain fully committed to delivering on that for the people of South Africa and for black entrepreneurs who sorely need an avenue to be able to change their fortunes and to be other global entrepreneurs. We are hoping that SARB will continue doing what they need to do. This leak has been very unfortunate in this light, and we hope that we can move forward with this application as should be the case.
Let you go. I know you have already alluded to some of this, but what are the benefits, just looking at the bigger picture, can a 100% black-owned bank bring to the South African banking sector?
I think what's important to consider is, the big four banks, enjoy a very privileged position in South Africa. The creation of a new black bank allows black entrepreneurs an opportunity to come to a bank with a very much entrepreneurial focus and very much understanding some of the economic challenges of the past. We believe that we have a perfect opportunity with the acquisition of this bank to put our experience, to put our entrepreneurial knowledge knowledge into play and to make a difference in the lives of black entrepreneurs in South Africa. Entrepreneurs are good at spotting opportunities. We want to create many more. That is the only way we'll be able to deal with some of the issues that South Africa, faces. That is the only way that you'll be able to create jobs. Hopefully, the acquisition of this bank and many more will be a stepping stone towards giving the people in South Africa much needed economic emancipation, which they need in this time of our history.
Thank you for your time. We certainly appreciate it.